welcome to Back Issues. I'm Sal.
I'm Ethan.
And I'm Ben.
Well, it's 111 episodes of Back Issues.
Oh, it's 111th
birthday. And actually, it's only that way because I deemed it such. Much like a comic book editor of my own right, I've retconned certain episodes in and out. For example, I considered the Spider-Man Torment live back issues from like the beginning of the channel's history as an episode, but I did not consider Spider-Man Family Business on Comic Storian's channel to be an episode, even though it is, and probably one of the most viewed episodes, because it's on his channel.
Yeah. Well, we also had a two-parter.
We did have we have a couple of two-parters, actually.
Are those 1 or 2 episodes?
And I don't know. I think those are 2 episodes, because they're fucking 40 minutes apiece.
Well.
But there's lots of episodes, but this is the numbered 111th episode.
Yeah.
And for no apparent reason, I thought I'd do JLA, Tower of Babel. This is a big Justice League story. It's one that kind of informs the Batman character forever. And it was only written in 2000.
Oh.
It's written by Mark Waid with art by Howard Porter. This is a story that kind of builds upon or sets up the stage for Grant Morrison to kind of be like, oh, Justice League, great, with all the cool characters, not the fucking Bloodwinds and the Booster Golds. Like, we've already had that. The Justice League has been established as being cool. Superman had his mullet and then shaved it. He was blue, now he's not. Everyone's
back to normal.
Back to normal.
Wait, blue like sad?
He was like electric.
He had the electric,
Oh god, yeah, that.
Yeah.
Like
with the blue and black
He was
costume.
literally like
powder blue.
Yeah, he was
Tron.
He was made of energy. They were so big on like, let's make Superman relevant. How do we do that? Well, what did we do last time? We killed him. Oh.
Can we do that again?
No! Let's change his costume.
What do people like? Well, surveys show people like electricity.
I would not be
98% of Americans use it every day.
I think more than 98%.
The next Superman's going to be made out of water.
Yeah. Hydro Superman. Or Superman H2O.
H2O, no!
Oh my god. The story opens with Batman characteristically going to visit his parents' grave.
Wait, what happened to all the other Justice League?
Oh,
the
like
lame
Booster
ones?
Gold
Did
Bloodwind?
Wonder Woman and Superman and Batman show up and just like,
Get
all right,
the
guys,
fuck
you're out of here.
Well, actually, the death of Superman kind of helped pave the way with Doomsday by kicking their asses to the point where, like, when they got out of their comas or, like, patient wards, they were like, hey!
Wasn't Booster Gold, like, punched halfway across the country?
You took my chair! They broke his fucking costume. So he's like, well, I have no powers. They're literally out of my costume from the future.
Yeah.
It would be like if you went back in time and brought like a lighter and then someone took your lighter away. Well, now I'm actually worse off than the rest of you because I don't know how to farm or do anything. My literal only advantage against you has been taken. Like, Booster Gold is like, I came from the future, I have a power suit from the future. I ripped it. Well, then I'm useless. I know who wins the next 35 World Series. And actually I don't, because I didn't watch baseball.
Well, not only that, but like,
No,
I think
wish
I
I watched
remember,
baseball.
but I could be wrong.
The problem is he's actually so far, he actually came from so far in the future that like it wouldn't matter.
Right.
Like, he'd be like, do we remember, like, the...
Yeah, do we remember the jousting tournament in
Exactly, like, he doesn't
1473?
remember, like, anything relevant, so it'd be useless. Eventually, like, Star Labs builds him a new suit, and then eventually he gets, like, another suit that's, like...
But they build him a new suit like they could build anybody a suit at any time?
Pretty much. Well, they base it off of the technology that
Oh,
they're like, give me the scraps of your suit, and I'll extrapolate information. It won't be as good as your old suit, but it'll be close enough.
He builds a suit with a box of scraps.
Star Labs built this in a lab with a box of scraps. Eventually, Booster Gold like gets better.
Does he show up at like the Watchtower or whatever and be like, "Hey guys, I got my suit back"?
No, at no point does Booster Gold like show up in this story and go, "Hey, you guys need Booster Gold?" And they're like, "No, thanks, BG."
No. But I'm fixed. It's all fixed.
I got the
I
suit.
was on the Justice League then. I've got the
Yeah,
suit
they're like,
fixed.
we've got Plastic Man now.
How about you go to the West Coast?
Yeah, you could be in Justice League International. We meet Ra's al Ghul for a quick like prologue. Ra's al Ghul's the bad guy.
Okay.
We're reestablishing Ra's al Ghul as a bad guy.
So this is a Batman book.
Yes. I mean, it's called Justice League, but like it's a Batman story with a whole bunch of colorful characters in it. Ra's, he admonishes like an aide of his for feeding one of the tiger. Like they have like Ra's al Ghul is a complicated character because he's clearly a villain and like genocidal.
Yeah.
But the reasons for it are often misunderstood or altered for no reason. Like, some people are like, he's an eco-terrorist, and some people are like, well, no, like, he doesn't really care about the environment. Or some people say, like, well, he cares about humanity, but, like, in a fucked up kind of, like, Third Reichian kind of way, you know? And in this case, he's like, humanity sucks, but, like, I don't suck. And, like, the people I hang out with don't suck, you know?
Right.
My daughter's cool.
Yeah, my daughter's okay. It's okay. She's okay. He's always trying to marry her off to Bruce Wayne, so it's like, he's kind of a misogynist. But, like, one of the aides that he has that's, like, taking care of, like, these incredibly rare tigers, like, feeds one of the baby cubs, like, chocolate and kills it. And
Okay.
And the aide is then, like, murdered by Ra's al Ghul.
Okay,
Yeah.
but doesn't he just put the little tiger baby cub in the
Yeah,
Lazarus pit? and bring
No,
it
he
home?
does not. The Lazarus Pit only works on people.
Damn.
Yeah. Plus, they're changed.
It's pretty
It
limiting.
would alter their. like the tiger's like psychology a little bit.
It would think he's a dog.
It would have irrevocable, disastrous results. But in this case, he's just like, Ubu, my loyal servant, like, show this this peon the level of care and, like, insight that he seems to have for, like, these poor creatures. Which, like, does that mean he's going to be fed poison?
Right.
Like, what is the plan? We
Yeah.
never find out what happens to this lowly henchman, but suffice to say, he died. Batman goes to visit his parents, as he is wont to do, but this time they're not there. They've been dug up, and they're gone. And he's like, I'm going into, like,
I
code
remember you
white
talking
mode.
about this.
Yeah, he just goes into code white mode. He's like, bye! So, then the Justice League is all dealing with, like, all these different...
Well, they've got these underground, like, bug creatures.
That's a prologue. The Justice League is doing their thing, and then all of a sudden...
Wait, Batman's parents were gone from their grave.
They're plucked
They were
out
dug
of their resting places, and
no,
so Batman
no coffins either, I assume?
no coffins.
Okay.
So Batman goes on the warpath, and suddenly, one by one, the Justice League is broken down, like destroyed by seemingly unknown forces. For example, let's go down the list of the Justice League.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
it's a smaller team than usual. It's Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, who is at this point Kyle Rayner, who's the young Green Lantern.
Right, with the weird face mask thing.
Yeah, Hal
Yeah.
Jordan is dead, and possibly the Spectre at this point. Martian Manhunter,
Okay.
Okay.
Plastic Man, and Aquaman.
Okay.
And
Did you mention the Flash?
And the Flash.
Okay.
Okay, that's
Who's Wally
that's a
West?
pretty good roster.
Yeah, it's a good roster. It's a formidable team, and they're all taken down. Plastic Man is frozen
Oh.
and then shattered.
Wow.
Can he come back from that, or?
Can he? They eventually, like, literally the Flash has to, at some point or another, piece him back together one by one. And he's like, when I do that, is he going to I don't know.
Is
If
that
he's
Captain
gonna...
Cold?
No, it's actually just a lackey of Ra's al Ghul's.
Oh.
They're all enacting these plans, like, with meticulous precision. Aquaman is hit by a noxious gas, which makes him fear water.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm not even going to ask how that's possible.
Well, the Scarecrow invented a neurotoxin.
A neurotoxin.
that makes you fear. Yeah.
Yeah, but, like, it makes the world, or, like, it
No.
induces fear.
Jonathan Crane has developed many toxins in which you
Yeah.
can...
Targeted to specific fears.
Yeah, like arachnophobia or agoraphobia or the fear of water. Hydrophobia is my assumption
okay.
is what that's called. So in any case...
I never realized he had specific fear toxins.
yeah,
like
he
that.
does. Yeah.
That's awesome.
And even if he didn't, like...
That's
Now
actually...
he does.
Now he does.
That makes it even more terrifying.
Yeah, Scarecrow's a
Like,
cool character that's
shit.
never used well. Literally, he is fear. Actually, he's an asshole, but he's like, I am the god of fear! Like, can you imagine some asshole who's just a brilliant chemist deciding he's the god of fear? Like, that's
Yeah,
cool.
That is cool.
They go and try and deal with, there's a raging inferno going on in some forest, and so
Yeah.
Flash and Wonder Woman go and investigate. It's fucking Martian Manhunter, John Jones, who is a living fire.
I thought fire was his
Yeah.
weakness.
It is his weakness. He winds up getting exposed to nanites, which convert the outer layer of his skin to magnesium.
Oh.
Which, as you know, once it comes into contact with oxygen, bursts into flames.
Okay.
Meanwhile,
Interesting.
Flash is shot with a vibro bullet, which makes him experience seizures at light speed.
Okay.
Christ.
Diana, I believe she has like an ear implant or something, but it makes her go into a virtual reality.
Oh.
So she is dealt with as well. Also, Green Lantern goes blind. Like they're all basically just like picked apart. You see, what happened was Batman.
Wait, what about Superman?
Oh, Superman is exposed to red kryptonite, which
turns him human.
No, red kryptonite in this world turns his skin translucent and thereby absorbs way too much yellow solar radiation.
Oh.
It's actually a kryptonite that he's never been exposed to before, so he also has no idea how to
What
combat
the hell's happening?
it. Yeah.
Okay.
While this is going on, the world is under attack, but like an unconventional attack. It's like, oh, what was nuclear weapons or whatever? No, language is under attack. You see, suddenly after the Justice League is destroyed or defeated and dealing with their own personal problems, all the language across the world becomes incomprehensible.
What?
That's
an excellent question.
There's a frequency that is emitted which causes every human to perceive language when it's in its written form as gibberish. And in fact, when
Only when it's written?
when they speak as well, it becomes gibberish. It's like one of those fucking things that when you put your
plays back.
yeah.
it plays back when you say like and you're just like and it's horrible.
Yeah.
We should do that sometime.
Their senses are under attack.
Okay.
Everybody's?
All
the whole
humanity.
world?
Yeah.
That's fucked up. Okay.
Yeah.
That's also a really strong emitter.
But-
There's a frequency.
Yeah. It's
That
like
does this.
it's like a sonic attack.
It's like a song. Okay.
Well, imagine like a radio wave.
Well, how does
Yeah.
it affect written?
Well, it affects your brain. You know, and your voice.
and your eyesight,
Yeah.
and your hearing.
Yeah, it affects your brain. So
It affects
that
your brain.
everything
Just your brain.
so that you affect
Yeah,
so that
If
you
it
only
affects someone's brain, you can screw up their speech as well as their
Yeah,
reading coverage.
and
You know what
So-
it is? It's these bacteria.
No! Those bacteria never come back.
So, in this book, a villain figures out how to take out almost the entire Justice League one by one and emit a frequency that screws up the brains of every person on Earth.
Yes.
Whoever is... Well, it's Ra's.
Well, it's Ra's al Ghul.
That's way OP.
It is way OP. Now, he's capable of maybe like one of these plans, and it's the frequency one.
Okay.
The JLA one is Batman's plan.
What?
You see,
Batman's taking out the Justice League?
Batman takes out the entire Justice League, but not
Does he think
consciously.
he stole his parents?
No. Ra's al Ghul sends his daughter Talia to steal Batman's files that he has on all the Justice League members.
Oh.
Because Batman has created a contingency plan for every member of the Justice League.
Oh, yeah.
And how to
Yes.
defeat them.
Right.
So Ra's is like, I need to take out the Justice League if I want to take over the world, but I'm not smart enough to do that, but I know who is. And also
Okay.
who's paranoid enough to write it all down. My
Right.
idiot son-in-law. He steals the plan and enact them. Anybody's like, okay, but Batman can still beat me, but I know his weakness, and that's his fucking parents. So he steals the bodies of the Waynes and places them in a rack over the Lazarus pit. And eventually, when Batman inevitably reaches Ra's, he goes, "Listen, how would you like to have your parents come back to life? Because the Lazarus pit might be able to do that." And Batman's like, "Fuck you." No.
But maybe.
No, he has no interest. He seems tempted, but then he's like, no. Like, it will. No. I want to live up to their memory, not turn them into perversions.
Yeah.
And it's also like, because later on, like a good 10 years later, we'll find out that if you put a dead person in the Lazarus pit, it makes them crazy.
Oh.
Like Jason fucking Todd.
Oh.
So, yeah. I mean, first, Superboy punches reality, which makes him come back to life. But then later, when they're like, that was stupid, they retcon it so that it was actually the Lazarus pit. Anyway. So then it's just... And then the book is just explaining how Batman figures out all their weaknesses. And it's really kind of upsetting, because he does it by being a team player and friendly. Like... Kyle Rayner, the Green Lantern, is at the Watchtower, and he's an artist, as we know, and he's like doodling, and Batman suddenly, out of nowhere, takes an interest in what Kyle's doing, and he's like,
For no reason.
he's like, "What you doing?" And Kyle's like, "Oh, I'm just drawing." And he's like, "Well, let me see," and he shows him like some drawings he's doing, and he goes, "Those are really good. Like, you're actually very talented." And Kyle's like, "Oh, thank you," and he's like, it must be one of your most favorite things to do," and he's like, "Oh yeah," like he goes, "Well, would you be able to draw if you weren't able to see?" And he's like, "Oh no, like everything that I am and everything I would ever be is a result of being able to see. If I lost my sight, I wouldn't just be an artist. I wouldn't even be myself. And I especially wouldn't be able to be Green Lantern. And he's like, oh, that's interesting.
Very interesting.
Okay, bye.
Okay.
Oh,
Cool.
yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Wait, you want to see more of my drawings? No.
No, I don't.
Hey, Flash, what's your weakness?
So, but Kyle's like a doopy kid.
Just wondering, what's your weakness?
No, Batman figures out he doesn't even have to talk to him. He's like, fucking seizures at the speed of light. Yeah, that'll fuck you up.
How do you make that happen?
Well,
though?
Flash has a lot of villains that have like anti-Flash technology. I'm sure Batman was probably like,
So what is it?
I'll
Like
steal
it's
some
a,
of that.
what,
Yeah.
like it's a light he shines on him.
no,
or
it's a
makes him watch
it's a
anime,
vibro
or-
bullet.
Oh, it's a bullet.
He's
that's
literally
right.
hit by a bullet,
Yeah.
which emits.
How
the,
does he
which
even get
induces
shot with a
seizures.
bullet? Like, wouldn't he just outrun it?
Well, because like the Flash is also fallible. Like he can be defeated sometimes if he has a lot of stimuli. You know, he's like
a lot of stuff going on.
he doesn't have a spider sense. Like if he's distracted over here, you can still shoot him.
Does he also have to eat a lot?
Yeah, he does because his metabolism is so fast.
Yeah, just get him when he's hungry.
He's like
Don't be
me when I was
distracted.
16. Like
Oh, Batman should have like replaced all his food with like
Lead.
low calorie like food
Oh
that's
my God.
just like not nutritious at all. So
Right.
he just keeps eating. Just I'm so tired of this food.
it's just him eating. Wow, that would have been amazing. It's not that. I feel like the Flash is the weakest, like weakness out of all of them.
Yeah.
Like seizures, but that one is fucking
Why did
crazy.
they just shoot him with a regular bullet?
Right, just kill him.
Just fucking kill him.
No, because all of Batman's measures
Are
meant-
non-lethal.
Are
Non-lethal,
non-lethal.
I see.
And he would never use a gun.
That's right.
Except for the time he shoots him with a
with a vibro
bullet.
He doesn't shoot him. Ray steals the shit.
Oh,
But that
right, you're
was
right,
his
it wasn't-
plan.
it
Yes.
was- yeah, it was Batman's plan though. Batman planned to shoot him.
I don't know about that. Maybe like they synthesized the vibro frequency into a bullet and they fired it with him.
I
I don't
see.
recall how he actually achieves it.
Maybe he's just like, I can't do it. I'll hire someone to shoot
Yes.
the Flash.
So
Yeah, he has no problem with like Jim Gordon shooting criminals, but like he won't
Yeah.
do it. Like, come on, you hypocrite.
So is Batman like seeing how they get taken out? Like,
And he's like,
this is all my
oh no! Yes.
Does he try to like warn the ones who haven't gotten taken out? Like,
Yes, but
okay, here's what's gonna happen.
as he
to you.
does that-
don't ask me how I know this.
That's when speech gets fucked
That's
up,
when
right?
speech gets fucked up, so they can't understand him.
Oh,
And
there we
all
go.
the world is screwed, right?
Yeah.
Like, how does anything get done?
Well, Batman has like special like, you know, blockers in his cowl. Most of the Leaguers are on the Watchtower in space.
so they can still talk.
Yeah, but
Okay.
Batman would sound like gobbledygook going up there.
This is great. This is the moment. He's like, "You're all in terrible danger.
Oh no!
Here's what you have to do. You'll have to."
And they're like, "What's up, Batman?
What-
You're saying a lot of
speaking
weird
nonsense.
shit." Superman, I did this to you because Superman is exposed to red kryptonite, which is just green kryptonite. That Batman exposed to a high volume of different types of radiation. He's like, if I want to kill Superman, I'll use kryptonite.
Wait, he made this?
He created red kryptonite.
Oh my god!
He
Well,
was like,
'cause green kryptonite would kill him. He doesn't want to kill him.
no. So he's like, well, what would I do if I like irradiate it with something else? And it turned red. And he's like, okay, cool. And then he figures out, he extrapolates from like what kryptonite does,
Yeah.
green kryptonite, to what red kryptonite would do, and therefore, you know, figures out.
Did he create the other colored kryptonites too?
No, just this one.
That's a shame.
Well, because pre-crisis, like there were different color kryptonites, and they all did different things.
Yeah.
And then post-crisis, they're like, that's stupid. How about we just like not do that anymore? How about green kryptonite is the only one? And then later they're like, well, we could create other kryptonites, and then they eventually do. You know, all roads lead to Rome.
you know what was stupid? When we thought it was stupid to make
yeah,
it.
we're stupid. So, yeah. So then
Who's this guy?
that's the Martian Manhunter. They put him in an aqua suit so that his skin doesn't get exposed to oxygen.
Okay.
So he's literally just in water.
Okay,
I mean, he doesn't need to breathe, right?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Aside
So-
from the fact that there is oxygen in the water.
Well, yeah, but
Well,
it's such
it's
low.
in different molecular forms. So.
That's true. So anyway, the League eventually reconstitutes itself. You know, like when Batman gets back to the Watchtower, he's like, okay, this is Crane's serum. I know how to fix that. Boom, Aquaman's fixed. Flash is taken care of. They remove the bullet, and he gets back to normal.
Yeah.
He rebuilds Plastic Man.
That must have been a bitch.
That was a bitch. And he's like, I don't know if he's back together. I don't know if he's gonna like fall apart or if he's like gonna be fine. He eventually is fine, but he has all these cracks in his body, and you're like, oh, is that permanent? No, it's not permanent. But
No, it's like silly putty. You can pull real hard and it'll snap
break,
apart.
but like
then you can push it back together.
and it's like one form.
I would think it'd be really fun if they're like, all right, we got Plastic Man back together. Oh, break him again.
Now that the Justice League is pretty much back together,
Now they can deal with the real problem.
yes, which is first it's language, and then
Look what happens to Earth.
Yeah, it's just
If
a
people
nightmare.
can't talk, it becomes a fucking, like, Mad Max.
Well, it's
Yeah.
not just not talking.
They
It's
can't
not
understand
understanding anything.
Yeah.
language.
Yeah.
Like, well, I
But
guess
then
you can
again, like,
still
traffic
understand
lights would be
things.
fine. The road scene is like,
Yeah, why is everything on fire?
I think people are just like, fuck it. Ugh.
Yeah, the world is ending, I'm gonna destroy everything.
Yeah, if I can't hear anyone or convey myself to anyone, I might as well break into a electronics store and steal a television.
The person at the Arby's didn't get their order right.
Well, they didn't get anything right because
Exactly.
they can't even read the menu.
Well, they're pointing at things.
Yeah.
Burn it all down.
Yeah.
Wait, what about? I wonder if sign language is affected in some way.
Oh, probably.
Yeah, if you just, all the symbols.
It would be
look
funny
like-
if like that was the key. It's like sign language isn't affected.
Oh.
And Batman's like, you got this, because I know every form of communication. But anyway, Ra's is going to release... Ra's whole plan is, there's too many people in the world.
Right.
And so I'm going to solve that problem by releasing like a fucking biological agent that'll kill like a bunch of people.
Okay.
And the
So
Justice
what the
League...
fuck was the frequency?
Oh,
for?
it's just... It was to further, like, confound the League
To
and also
distract
people.
the Justice League, I guess.
But also to, like, fuck up people. Like, everyone's kind of devolving, and then he's like, okay, now I'll... be
now
able
I'll
to,
hit
like,
them when they're already weak.
Yeah.
Now when you're monkeys, I will get you.
Yeah, I mean, like, legitimately, like, yeah, you might as well. You literally walk through town. Like, they're not going to be able to do anything.
I assume it's also symbolic.
Yes. Well, it's a Tower of Babel.
Right.
There's, like, a whole... Yeah. Taking away language is a whole part of it. So they're like, yeah, let's do that.
Does this occur because humanity has, like, reached too far?
That's Raish's interpretation.
I see. So he's like, I'm gonna do what God did.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I'm gonna be
cast
biblical.
Yep,
to the
for some
ends
reason.
of the world and so forth. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
exactly.
Does he even believe in God?
Raish?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that make
I
any
think
sense?
so. I mean, I don't know. It depends on... I mean, he's really old, so he might have been around for some of the emergence of certain religions.
Right.
So, depending on that eyewitness account, who knows?
Maybe he was there. Maybe he remembers the Tower of Babel.
Yeah. I don't think he's that old. Because he's not Vandal Savage old. Vandal Savage is as old as literally man. Like, man, like, deciding to use tools. Whereas Raish is like 2,000 years old. Like, Raish may have been at the birth of Christ, but, like, that's kind of it.
Right.
So
I mean,
anyway...
if such a thing even exists.
right. So, the League reluctantly teams up with Batman to defeat Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah, because they're all pissed at him.
Yeah, they're real pissed.
Yeah.
Diana's weakness is... at one point, Batman and she are sparring, and she, of course, defeats him. And then he's like, you know, she's like, of course I defeated you, because, you know, I'm a well-trained warrior and so
Right.
forth. And Batman's like, well, what if you lost, though? Like, what would you do if you lost? And she's like, you know, I've never actually considered a possibility where I lose. So they put Wonder Woman into a virtual reality induced, like, state wherein she is battling an opponent who is her perfect match in every way. And so because she never could imagine herself losing, she will fight harder and harder each time, thereby forcing herself into exhaustion. And it's funny because some of these methods are angled to kill, but Superman's is deliberately not, because Superman's his friend. He's like, at the end of the day, I will never kill Superman.
Right. I'll totally kill Wonder Woman.
I could kill Wonder Woman, though, because whatever. So, so Superman and Batman team up. You know, Batman's like, you gotta get me to, like, the Raish's hideout. And Superman's like, great, we can talk while we're on the way. What the fuck is the matter with you? And Batman's like,
Dude.
okay, so... Dude.
Not cool.
Not cool, man. All of us? Me? And Batman's like, yeah, you see, like... You remember this other story that's also written by Mark Waid, where, like, there was this alien that made the Injustice League, or gang, which is a team of bad guys, where they took over our bodies and stole our powers. Like, that happened, and it made me think, like, fuck that, so I created contingency plans on all of you. Like, to stop you in case that happened.
Really, it's the smart thing.
Yeah, and, like, half the League agrees and half doesn't. And it's kind of, eventually there will be a moment where Batman is forced to kind of face the tribunal of the Justice League about whether he's allowed to be a member anymore.
Because of this.
Because of this event.
Did they
So-
make him delete the files?
No, the files are out there now.
Yeah, well, they're useless now because now they all know.
Yeah, they all know what he's going to do.
Yeah.
But, no. And he also is wholly unapologetic about it.
Yeah, I'm sure. He's like, well, look, someone could have taken over your bodies.
Yeah.
I mean,
Look how easily my plans were stolen. What if your mind was taken over? No, he doesn't. He is not pathetic.
Not only that, but like they worked, and you're fine.
Exactly. Look, nobody died that time.
Yeah.
Wait, how did they blind Kyle Rayner?
There's a post-hypnotic suggestion that Kyle put into his ring as a result of admitting what his greatest fear would be, and so as such, the ring enacted it on Kyle. And when Kyle realized that took place, he had to use his will to overcome it. But the ring made him blind.
The ring made him blind.
Okay.
How did they get that into the ring?
It was a post-hypnotic suggestion that like Batman kind of like made Kyle put into the ring himself.
Oh.
And it's sad because like he goes blind and then he like tries to come up with constructs, but he can't visualize them. So like they're like, "Nyeh." And then he's just eventually like, oh. And you're like, that sucks.
I like because you can't see it. Like nothing.
I'm like,
works.
you've experienced sight before. You know what things look like.
Yeah. I could see him not being able to aim them properly.
Yeah.
But
But
they
like-
should still look correct.
Yeah, what the hell?
What does a slingshot really look like anyway? I mean, like, come on. But no,
Yeah.
he tries to like, create like a guy, and it like looks like shit. And you're
It's
like,
like,
kill me! No, there's no moment like that. For God's sake, Green Lantern, stop! What are you doing?
No, I'll
I
get
give
it.
up! I give up! Just let him die!
I'll get it this time.
No! Oh God! Look at him! Anyway.
Plastic Man being pissed off at Batman is hilarious.
Yeah, well, that's like every artist like, yay! I get to draw Plastic Man!
He made Lantern blind and set John on fire.
John
on fire. And where did he get such clever ideas?
Yeah.
From you!
Yeah, he's a real dick about
It's
it.
the same place he gets those wonderful toys.
Plastic Man's a hilarious hypocrite because Plastic Man used to be a criminal and then reformed.
Oh.
And because... Oh, and Batman also brought him into the Justice League.
Oh.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
He trusts a criminal?
He's rehabilitated. I believe in the system. I don't kill the Joker because I send him to Arkham because I'm hoping these fucking people who claim to have PhDs in psychology can do something about
They'll
it.
do their fucking job!
Alright.
So anyway...
they team back up.
They team back up. Superman and Batman go to deal with Raish. Raish drops his parents into some lava. Superman flies out to catch them, but it's their bodies are guarded by red kryptonite.
Oh God!
And Superman's like, "Damn it!" And
Again.
Then the other just like Aquaman saves Superman, and Jean catches the Waynes.
Okay.
And it's really sweet because like everyone's pissed at Batman, but Aquaman saves Superman, and Superman's like, "No, Arthur, the Waynes!" Like my friend's parents. You gotta stop them.
My friend's dead parents.
Yeah, my friends.
Yeah, it's like Batman. For the love of God, they're dead.
They're dead. It doesn't mean anything.
They've also been dead for like 25 years.
Yeah.
Not only
Let it
that,
go.
but guess what? If they get into the Lazarus pit and they come out,
Holy Christ.
we'll just kill them.
That's not
Oh.
the Lazarus pit, is it? It's
No, that's just lava.
They're
Like,
just gonna
oh.
burn up.
yeah, he's like, fuck him.
You know, some people are cremated.
Yeah, exactly.
They're just about to be cremated. I understand
Yeah.
that's not what you wanted.
Yeah,
Look,
you-
but
you-
it's not a total.
The book should have
disaster.
ended with Batman coming up with new schemes and having his parents cremated.
Not only that, but
Yeah.
guess what? They still decompose within the coffin.
Oh, yeah, no, it's...
They're just bones.
Yeah. But and
What do you preserve?
The thing
Like,
is,
but they're my parents.
the thing
bones.
is, well, the thing is that Raish is like, maybe they'll come back and maybe who knows, but like, well, maybe we'll see. Batman's like, no, no, that's gross. Don't do that.
All right.
But I just like the idea that the Waynes were stolen, and it immediately throws Batman off the trail. Like,
Right.
legitimately, the League is being dismantled,
Yeah.
and they're calling, like, Batman! He goes, is anyone dead? And they're like, no! And he goes, is there anything that you can't do without me? And they're like, again, no. He goes, over and out! Click! Batman! And they're like, holy shit, Batman, what is your problem? And it's like, my parents are dead!
Still!
Yeah, they're like, we know. He's like, no, I mean, they were stolen! And they're like, so?
Yeah. What?
So anyway,
That's like
People
losing
are
a
dying,
vase.
yeah.
It would be more traumatic if your house burned down, because then you wouldn't have a place to live.
You wouldn't have all these heirlooms that like belonged to your parents. Your parents are gone. Like,
How about the memory of them?
yeah, like what if Raish? No, well then he'd be he would probably just be happy if Raish like
If you
removed.
couldn't remember them?
Yeah.
No, I just meant like, what about the memory? Isn't that enough?
Yeah, shouldn't it be? No, clearly not. Batman's like, no, I go to their graves every day.
These bones are sacred.
So
So they just stop fighting amongst each other themselves and go and just stop raiding.
They save the day.
That's-
Well, Talia actually tells them like where to go and how to.
Oh.
She's like, my
So
dad.
she betrays him.
She betrays her dad. She's like, you're going too far. Biological agents killing like 90% of the population. That's bullshit.
I was hoping you'd be like, he stole your dead parents. I'm sorry about that. That was too far.
She was like, that's pretty fucked up. But like, Anyway, so the superheroes.
So they
like,
just go to where he is, and he's
then
powerless to stop them.
Yeah.
Because he's just a guy.
yeah, he's like, wait, what?
Do they get rid of the biological agents?
Yeah, they deal with it.
Okay.
They just the guys who are going to release it just don't. They stop them
They
from
stop
doing it,
them, yeah.
and they just put it someplace.
Do they ever get microscopically small and then discover that the chemical agent or whatever it was is actually an intelligent robotic species, and they're like, we have to preserve this?
They did that already. At the end, we just have this cool scene where like they decide if Batman's going to be in the League or not, and
Right.
then everyone kind of votes their own way. And it's funny because like,
So
Do we get to see how everyone votes?
yes, Green Lantern. It's funny because it's like everyone kind of argues pro Batman, but enough of them say no. John is like, yeah, like I've betrayed the League once, so like it'd be kind of hypocritical of me
to kick him out.
to kick him out. And fucking Aquaman gives him a hard time about it. He's like, what a shock, the guy who betrayed the League is fucking up and out the guy who... And John's like, what the fuck is the matter with you, Aquaman?
You're Aquaman.
You're the worst.
You're Aquaman missing a fucking hand.
Yeah,
You have a
you're-
goddamn harpoon hand. And long hair and a beard with no shirt on. Why don't you fucking take a seat? Last time I checked, your logo wasn't even on one of these chairs.
How about you inspire a new character for a movie?
Yeah. How about you get Reject Conan to play you?
Yeah.
In a joyless, miserable series of movies.
And also have, like, the worst scene ever in BVS, where
Yeah.
it's just nothing.
Where he like comes out of a hole and then just like looks at you. He got a whole poster.
I never
and
thought
that's all
I'd
he
say
did.
it, but Cyborg
Had a cooler
was
scene.
better than Aquaman.
He
for that.
easily had a cooler scene.
Oh, yeah.
But only because there was a guy from Terminator 2 in it. So I think Wonder Woman says no. She's like, I can't go into battle with somebody who I can't trust.
Okay.
And you're like, fair enough.
Fair enough.
So it's Jean, yes. Wonder Woman, no.
Aquaman,
A
no.
Plastic Man, they're like, well, Plastic Man, like he fucking brought you in the League. He's like, yeah, I know. I owe him a lot. But get him the hell out of here.
Fuck him.
But fuck him.
Hey,
So Plastic Man,
you guys
no.
don't understand. You were all just taken out of the game.
Yeah.
I was shattered.
Yeah.
Yeah, he literally imagines that moment again where he like is shattered and he's like, no.
Yeah.
Whoever is responsible for that deserves an ass kicking.
Batman's defense is probably like, yeah, but like you were a criminal at one point.
That's the punishment.
All of the other Justice Leaguers were good guys.
Yeah, no one here deserved it more than you. Green Lantern says yes. He's like, yeah, he should stay.
Oh, wow.
And
Well, he was just blinded. That's not that bad.
he's like, you know what? I'm kind of too new to say that, like to say
Yeah.
one way or the other. And like, yo, well, you're a fucking leaguer
Well, you
now.
gotta
You gotta
pick.
make some goddamn decisions. And he's like, all right, well then I say, yeah. You know what? Fuck it. Like we had a moment. I know that he used it to exploit my weaknesses, but it was still a moment. And then they're like, okay, well, Superman, like you're the tiebreaker. And
Well, I'm sure all the anti-Batman people. Oh, great! Superman's the
Yep.
tiebreaker.
Well, it's
I guess
funny.
we know what's gonna happen.
They're like, you're literally his only friend on this team. And
You're
like,
the only one who genuinely likes him.
yeah, and they're like, but it's funny because he goes, the ending is, he goes, he's like, the real question is, like, if Batman's such a master strategist, will he know how you will vote before you tell him? And Batman's gone. And Superman's like, yes.
Oh.
And you're like, oh.
Yeah, because he calculates what
knew-
each person will vote.
Yeah, he knew how the vote would go.
See, that's badass.
I agree. It's cool, and then it ends with like this weird epilogue where they're basically like where the Bat family, like Dick Grayson with the Titans and Tim Drake, Robin with the Teen Titans or the Young Justice team at the time,
Yeah.
and Oracle, who is like Barbara Gordon. She's literally like the master like information gatherer for the entire superhero community. They're all experiencing fallout from Batman's fucking thing,
Yeah.
where every superhero's team is like, have they been fucking keeping tabs on us? And there's a moment where Impulse is with the Young Justice team, and he's like beating up a bad guy,
Yeah.
and he's like gonna vibrate the guy through a wall or something, and Tim's like, stop, don't do that, and he's like, why? And he's like, because your molecules work differently from his molecules, and you can't travel him through a wall. And he's like, how do you know that? He's like, I just know. And the Young Justice team is like, oh, like, you have files on all of us.
Oh,
And then-
it's a whole Batspiracy!
Yeah. And then fucking Oracle calls Batman, and she's like, so I'm the information person for the entire Justice League. And Batman's like, right. She's like, and I haven't gotten called since you got kicked out of the league. And he's like, so? And she's like, that's kind of convenient, don't you think? It's been a week. It's not like the world hasn't been in peril since then. And Batman's like, look, what do you want from me? And she's like, are you that much of a jackass? Did you know that this is what was going to happen? Did you know that because of your actions, that your family would be closer to you as a result and further away from the superhero community?
He's like, of course I knew.
And
I know how that would fucking
like,
vote.
did you do that? And she's like, I just need to know if you did. And Batman looks at her and then ends the transmission. And then Oracle shows Superman the transmission. She's like, this is the last time we talked. And Superman's like, damn it.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, damn it. My friend is an asshole.
But that's also sad.
It is really sad.
He's like, look, I get the fact that no one will trust the rest of the Bat family now, so they'll have to rely
They
on
have
me.
to rely. I have a closer family again. I think that the idea and the concept are better than the execution, because like the Ra's al Ghul story, for lack of a better term, sucks.
Yeah.
Like Raish's motivations are lame.
Yeah.
They're Ra's al Ghul, but they're not nearly as cool as they should
It's just
be.
like a generic Ra's al Ghul story.
It is. It's so, but and it's because the concept is better.
Well,
Like the concept is better than the story it's in.
The concept of the entire Justice League being taken down
By Batman.
because of Batman.
Yeah, and
is
Batman
great.
didn't do it on purpose. Like, someone else stole his plans. And it's basically showing you the one time that Batman's plans should not have been formed. It's like the one reason not to do it versus the 1,000 reasons to do it.
Yeah.
It would have been better had Ra's al Ghul not threatened the entire world. Like, I understand the whole Tower of Babel, like, you're gonna fuck up everyone's
The whole
speech.
world, yeah.
But if there was nothing after that, he's like, I literally just did this.
To fuck up your life.
So they would kick you out.
That would be kind of cool. But then that'd be cooler if it was someone else, because Ra's al Ghul doesn't care about Batman's like his relationship with the superheroes. But if it was someone else, like either if it was another superhero who like hated Batman, or didn't trust him and was like, I don't trust Batman. You guys don't get it. Like, he's a lunatic and he's gonna hurt us all. And then he steals the plans and forces that's a story.
But-
fucking, he steals the plans and then they both get kicked out of the league.
But then you would have to have a character either so close to Batman,
That'd be Green Arrow.
or very intelligent enough to be able to get into
Yeah,
his system.
I think Green Arrow should have been the one to do it if you're gonna do that story.
There
But
is Green Arrow in this.
he's not in this. He's busy. I think he's dead.
he's not part of
Oh.
the League.
Yeah, he's dead.
I don't understand though. Like Oracle accuses him of like intending for this to happen, but he didn't intend for Ra's al Ghul to steal his files.
No, but yeah, no, that's true.
So in no way did he intend for it to happen.
Like, no matter what, at the end of the day, the Bat family will be like persona non grata.
So she's taking it as like inevitably this would have come to pass at some point, and you're okay with that.
yes,
That almost works too, but at the same time, there's a big flaw because this contingency was if they were taken over again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At which point,
but
if he incapacitated them until they were back in their body, it's not like he betrayed them. It's I saved you.
yeah. Well, I saved you from yourself,
Yeah.
but at the cost of our trust.
Right. Yeah. But I'm sure
but
he,
isn't that
he
better?
planned for it to be
Yes.
kept secret.
He did, but it's also like,
She's
yeah,
basically
but you were
accusing him
keeping
of
secrets.
not caring, I guess, that he got kicked out of the league.
Yeah.
Because he's like, well, if the Bat family's smart, they'll turn this adversity into a strength.
That's right,
And
and
she's
they're
like,
like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, don't try to make it like it's fine, like
Yeah.
it's a problem.
It's a problem that we now are all inherited.
But this is interesting because she's like accusing him, like she's saying, if you meant for that to happen, for this ripple effect,
Yes.
admit it. Like if you're not sorry about how it all went down, tell me, say
Yeah,
something.
and then he
I can see
doesn't.
him being like, no, I
Yeah.
don't owe you that. Like, how could you accuse me of that? Fuck you.
yes,
And he
but that's
signs
why I
off.
like that shot,
Yeah.
because his look is just like.
Yeah.
Wait,
Now, and it could be that, or it could be like, you don't get it.
she
Yeah.
sent this
To
transmission
Superman.
to Superman?
Yeah, she
Yeah.
betrayed Batman's trust.
But here's
by
my
sharing
question:
it with Superman.
What if he was on the transmission the whole time?
Superman?
What if it was a
It
three-way
could have been
call?
that it was
What
a
if
call.
Superman was the one who had this question? He's like, look, the only way that I can ask him
Yeah, it's through you.
is if it's through you. And then when she asks him that, he's like,
Superman asked
you
you
wouldn't
call,
ask you
didn't he?
that. Superman.
See, that's the thing. When you're dealing with
Superman, get off the line.
Superman, damn it!
Hang up the phone.
Okay, I'm sorry. I can hear you breathing. Okay, I'm hanging up for real now.
I didn't hear the click.
Click.
It was you saying click, damn it! Click. He hangs up. It's funny because when you're dealing with a person who is so paranoid and so brilliant, it could be any of those things. It's all permutations of his interpretation.
Yeah, that's really cool.
It is cool.
Is this after or before he found out that they fucking like wiped his memory?
Before.
It's before. Okay.
It's before. Because then they do wipe his memory and they're like, I can't believe he did that. He's gonna fucking lose his shit. Actually, I think in Infinite Crisis, he's like, this is the reason why I do these things!
Right!
Yeah, and they're like, no.
You guys suck.
No, that's different. Because...
The funny thing is, like, I'm really sad that in the New 52, we're doing all these new things! We didn't redo Tower of Babel, like, with a tighter story, with, like, a little bit... It's Mark Waid, he's so great, and this is his idea, and it's so brilliant. I'm just so disappointed by its execution. Like, I love the idea of this story so much more than the comic. I don't like the art, I don't like the plot, I don't like...
the art?
I don't. I do not like it.
I dig this art.
I think it's too cartoony for the subject matter.
Kind of cartoony.
I would have rather somebody who had like somebody who drew like Phil Jimenez or somebody who drew Infinite Crisis or even like Ethan Van Sciver would have been cool. Like somebody who's like good could have given the story more gravity. It looks more like a fun high flying superhero story, but it's actually more of a psychodrama about a friend and his like other friends and how he treats them like fucking lunatics. Like it's cool. It's like an arms race kind of story.
What happens after this?
After this, he's kicked out of the league and like.
But he gets back in the league.
Eventually. But it takes a long...
Because by the time you get to Identity Crisis, he's in the league.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. I'm disappointed that they didn't do more with the language thing. There's only a couple of pages, really, where they're dealing with that.
Yeah, but that's so that we can call it Tower of Babel.
I know,
it's
but that's...
somewhat pointless.
Yeah, if you're gonna do that, like, really do it. Like,
yeah, I know.
Spend a couple issues exploring that world.
Yeah,
Instead of just, like, one panel of, like,
that's happening.
fires and shit. Yeah. Like, no, like... Let me see some detail. Like,
and Mark Waid's more than capable of demonstrating a world robbed of language.
Yeah.
And how cool an exploration that would be. But unfortunately...
And you should see, like, the heroes, like, trying to, like, figure out how to, like, save the day when they can't talk.
See, now that is in and of itself a better... Like, that's its own story.
Yeah.
Like, it's almost like these were two big stories that he didn't get a chance to do separately. But it is kind of an epic... plot by our, mastermind of it. So, in that regard, it's cool, but it's also, like you said, I would not have normally thought, like, oh, we can't talk to each other, like, that's not really interesting, but you can explore it in interesting ways, especially if it's given the time to explore that story. That said, like, it's fine. It's cool. The concept is better. This book is better than the movie adaptation called Justice League Doom, in which they replace Ra's with Vandal Savage. And it sucks.
Is that why you're talking about Vandal Savage?
Yeah. Well, it's also old people, like villains that are old and have mastery over like over death.
Right.
Like Vandal Savage can't die. Racial
Vandal Savage steals Batman's files.
Yeah.
That's fucking
totally lame. It's really lame.
I could buy
Ra's doing it. He has a network of contacts.
You don't have
They're
to,
spies.
You don't even have to show me how he did it. I could buy that he could.
What's funny is they do show you, even though they don't need to. Just say he stole them and that's it. We get it. Like, it's cool. But no, Vandal Savage and his network of bad guys, he teams up with all these bad guys. And like...
then why couldn't like anybody steal them?
I know.
Well, apparently they could.
It's dumb.
I guess. Yeah.
So, the only thing that I did like was the ending of that one. It still works the same, but Batman leaves the Justice League chamber, but Superman catches up to him before he teleports away. And Superman says, I can't imagine you to be so arrogant that you came up with contingencies for all of us, but you didn't come up with one for yourself. And Batman says, my contingency is you. And he's like...
Yeah, because you're Superman.
Yeah, he actually says it's the Justice League, but he should have said it's you, Superman. Like, you're my friend, and I know you'll be better than all of it.
Yeah,
And Superman's like, fair enough. And then he's like, all right, I'll see you later. Like, oh, come on. Like,
because it's a compliment!
Yeah.
At the same time, like, Superman's not going to take Batman out.
Well, if Batman
became like a warlord, Superman would defeat him. But that's the thing, is that Batman's like, I came up with non-lethal solutions. I trust you to not kill me, but even if I was bad, you should kill me. JLA Tower of Babel. You can get a copy of it in the link in the description box below this video, and we'll see you guys next week with another episode of Back Issues. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. I'm so glad we got a chance to do this.
Yeah,
it's a fun story.
It's a really fun story.
I really like how we took them out.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah, a lot of cool stuff in this, despite my personal feelings about the execution overall. I still think it's a seminal work in Justice League, and I think it's. I mean, everyone thinks of this. This informs who Batman is from here forth. He is always a paranoid jackass who has contingencies for everybody.
So some people probably don't like this book because they're like, it made Batman an asshole.
Yes, and also way OP. Batman can take out the Justice League, and not Booster Gold and Blue Beetle.
Yeah,
the real Justice League.
The real Justice League.
But he can.
Yeah, but he can't.
Well,
always
before
could.
this book, not necessarily.
They didn't explore that concept.
Right.
It's more like Batman would never think of it.
Yeah, why would you even go there?
Yeah.
Reader.
Yeah, what the hell?
You're so fucked up.
It's your fault.
That's really messed up, man.
It's on you.
That you want Batman to be like that.
Thanks a lot for watching, everybody. We'll see you guys next week. I'm Sal.
I'm Ethan.
And I'm Ben.
Keep reading.
So Batman has contingencies for all of them. See, to me that's fair because they all have superpowers.
Yeah, and he doesn't.
And he doesn't.
And he's and I'm the funny thing is, wouldn't it be cool if Batman thought that he stole their contingencies, but they're really Luthor's contingencies? And then Batman betrays that he has contingencies, and they're like, what? And then Batman gets to go fuck me, Lex Luthor has fucking. Am I doing the right thing?
Doing the same shit as
I'm pulling the same thing. Am I basically a supervillain at this point?
Well, I mean, not only that.
I have a costume, like a jackass.
Yeah, but he wasn't going to use them.
They'd have to be the same contingencies for Batman to think that
that's true.
It was his fault.
No, but if it was all the, he gets a call from Mr. Terrific or some other fucking D-lister who's like, oh, the whole league is taken out at once, oh no! And one of them is the same thing that Batman would think of. And Batman's like, oh no, it must be me! I don't know. But the New 52 never even thought to do another one.
Yeah.
It's come on. You could do this again. You could take the story and do it again.
Well, but if you do, it changes everything.
Yes, but that's the thing. It changes everything.
Yeah, so I guess they didn't want to do that with New 52. Or maybe they do.
No.
Or will they not?
The funny thing is,
question.
in DC Rebirth, Superman is going to probably be replaced by old Superman, the Superman.
Okay.
So, if he ever does it again, the Superman's going to be like, oh, no, you don't. I've been there, and I saw that shit.
Wait, he's going to remember?
He remembers everything anyway.
But
old
in
Superman...
Rebirth? I don't know anything about Rebirth.
Rebirth is just basically, it's just going to be a thing that happens, but it's not going to reset anything. It's just we're adding legacies, but we're not going to have a cosmic person do anything.
But at the same time, wouldn't they still work? These are contingencies because of who they
Oh,
are.
no, they would work, but I'm just saying that none of the new Justice League members in the New 52 universe would see it coming, except for old Superman.
Right.
Yeah. But he would be like, oh shit.
Yeah, he'd be.
I still got affected by red kryptonite.
No, but he knows to look out for that shit now.
Yeah.
Or he's like, oh shit, it's red kryptonite. I'm not gonna fucking. I know what to deal. I know how to fix that. I know how to deal with that now.
Yeah, hit it with your laser vision, just blow it apart.
Yeah, exactly.
Get rid of it.
But yeah, no. What's gonna happen is New 52 Superman, who's young and stupid, is gonna die.
Really?
And old Superman is gonna come back. Because he's already back.
That's right.
He and Lois are raising a kid in secret.
That's really funny that apparently DC thinks that no, all of our new characters are great except for New Superman.
Well, because everybody
doesn't work. And
everybody
doesn't work,
accepted
the whole thing doesn't work.
Everybody accepted all the new shit. Everybody accepted new Hal, new Batman, new Diana. Everybody accepted all that shit. But no one likes new Superman.
Yeah.
Everyone agrees that a Superman who doesn't know what he's doing is fucking frustrating to watch.
Yeah.
You know when to read that? When he's a fucking teenager, in a goddamn prequel comic. I'm not reading another Justice League story in which Batman knows what he's doing, but he's like, okay, Superman, here's what we do. No, no one wants to watch that.
Yeah.
Especially me.
Yeah. You gotta get Superman working.
Yeah. All right.